Hey YouTube, quick update on crypto.com and maybe something new that I haven't talked about much before. Cro is still on a rampage. It's closing in pretty quick on $1. I think it hit today a high of around 96 cents, so that's pretty impressive. Definitely, like I said, going much quicker than I thought. So I am still anticipating some sort of pullback, some sort of correction. It's hard to tell where it's going to go because there's just not too much support built up anywhere. So if it gets rejected at the dollar or where we are now, I mean, I would expect at the very least to pull back to 70. If it doesn't pull back any further than that, then it's just a beast. But you know, the price action being what it is, it's hard to say whether or not I still think it's like I mean, obviously, I think it's a good long-term buy. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. But at these levels, if you don't have a position, it's hard to say where the short-term price action might be going. It might keep rocketing to $2, or it might go back down to 50 cents. Like anything else, you know, if you want to get in and you don't have a position, maybe just do a market buy with a little bit and then dollar cost average in. But other than that, what I wanted to touch on with the meat of the video today is the NFT drop that they just had. I actually don't pay very much attention to the NFT space. I do believe, like I had mentioned before, that there's a lot of use case for NFTs in games. I'm very, very bullish on the future of NFTs for games. Other than that, the CryptoPunk stuff, you know, it's like art, you know. I guess there's a lot of value there, and a lot of people want to spend money on that stuff. And, you know, with the Bored Ape Yacht Club kind of thing where, like, I guess there is utility to the art where you can get access to cool stuff. You're kind of a member of a community. So I can see that. With that being said, Crypto.com just released their version of CryptoPunks. You know, it's the profile picture NFT, the PFP NFT. That's a mouthful. And because the Crypto.com logo is like a lion. If you ever look at it, it kind of looks like the face of a lion. That's what they're going with. It's the loaded lions. And the one I have up here that I'm sharing my screen with right now is one of the rare ones, I guess, the Genesis Ultra Rares. He looks pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't mind getting this guy for $1 million if I had it to spend. So speaking of which, you know, some of them, I got the notification late that this was happening. So when I queued up to get in line to buy one, which I would have bought, I am interested in these PFPs because I am so involved in the Cro project and space, and I do like Cro. I'm a very, you know, I have the Icy White card currently. I'll probably be upgrading to the Obsidian Black soon. I love Cro. So, you know, for me, getting one of these PFPs actually would have just been cool as kind of like a, hey, I'm in the community kind of thing. Not so much as a speculative play, what they might be valued at or what they might give you access to. They haven't mentioned that. There's really kind of a lot of speculation going on right now as to what kinds of things these things might, what perks you might get with these things. My guess is that you'll just see a lot of rewards with their partners because that kind of makes the most sense to me. Again, I am new to this space. I don't know exactly what kind of rewards are generally go along with these things, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they just, you know, the Crypto.com arena, you get tickets there for free or discounted or whatever, or if you get tickets to UFC fights, things along those lines. Just they're, you know, because they're partnered with a lot of people. You know, if you want to go to an F1 race, stuff like that, just kind of makes sense. But they haven't said, so we're waiting and seeing. But so I did manage to buy one. I missed the initial drop because I didn't have my notifications on for this stuff. I didn't even know this was coming, so I wasn't aware of it, or I would have tried to get in line sooner. By the time I had waited pretty much 8 or 9 hours in line, and by the time it got to my turn to buy one, they were out of stock. So it would have been nice to buy one for $200, which is dirt cheap, considering I think some of the crypto punks sell for millions of dollars right now. Same with the Bored Ape Yacht Club apes. And so, like I said, these PFP things are really kicking off. And with the strength of Cro currently, the support it's seeing, the notoriety it's seeing, it really wouldn't surprise me if this kind of got up there as well. Cro has a vested interest. Crypto.com has a vested interest in making their project successful. That's going to spread the word, which is what they're all about right now. If you look at what their marketing is doing, they're bringing awareness, and so it is in their interest to make this a very successful project. So it wouldn't be surprising to me if they actually made some of the rewards pretty insane to get people talking. Or if, maybe even they have some, I don't know, maybe they have people on staff just actually buying these things up themselves, secretly, like a covert mission. Because one just went supposedly for about $500,000. And being that it's only day 2 of these things being available, that's a pretty explosive growth from $200 to $500,000. So that was a rare one, obviously. But if you are interested in the project, you're interested in NFTs, or you just want to make a speculative play, all of the above or some of the above, I would recommend checking out these PFPs because there are still some available for reasonable prices. And the key to this right now, I believe, is the fact that their search filter is actually broken. So when you're trying to sort through 10,000 of these NFTs, there's only 10,000. If you're trying to sort through 10,000 of these NFTs, you have to manually scroll, and the site is pretty slow because of the traffic right now. So it is very difficult to try and find some that are available for reasonable prices. Even though they are there, it's just hard to find them. And so I believe when the team is aware of the problem and they are attempting to fix it. And so once the filters get fixed and people can actually find, sort by lowest price, and they can start just bidding up the really low priced ones, I think that's when you're going to see them become more difficult to get. Not impossible, it's just going to be more expensive and more difficult. But if you want to try, I would pay attention. It's basically, you can just go to crypto.com site and then filter into their NFT side. You will have to make a profile specific to the NFT space. And if you're not familiar with NFTs and how they work, it actually really is pretty simple. I'm not even going to do a walkthrough. It's as simple as just making an account, and then you can buy one and it'll be in your account. Obviously, there's a little bit more to it if you want to transfer the NFT around. But just as far as, I think step 1 is seeing if you can get one. Like I said, I would pay attention to this and try to get in on the ground floor when they fix the filters, because if you can do some searches, there are auctions and buy it now offers kind of on some of these things. And so if you can find an auction that's ending in like an hour or 10 minutes or something like that, and no one's bid on it because nobody's found it, then you might actually get a pretty good steal. Like I said, I myself was able to buy one for what I believe long term is going to seem reasonable. But I'm actually looking to buy a few more if I can get good rates, just to hold. The one I bought was in a panic, and I didn't think it looked as cool as I wanted it to look, and it's not as rare as I wanted it to be. But I was I was having issues placing my bid because I used my credit card and it kept on getting declined because they thought it was fraudulent. So be prepared. If you are going to try using your credit card, have a few available or have your bank on the line telling them that this is not a fraudulent purchase, because I did have a lot of trouble with that. There is also the crypto pay service that's available, but that was glitching on me when I tried to use it, so that's why I went with the credit card. Eventually, I got one through. I got a bid through, like I said, on one that wasn't quite as rare as I wanted, and it didn't look quite as cool as I wanted. So that's kind of the primary reason why I'm surfing for another one. Is I want one that's a little cooler than I got. So and long term, like I said, I actually do think that these are going to have some value to them. So that's the broad strokes. Again, I've been screaming about Cro. If you go back and look at any of my videos from the before times, they're rough to watch, but I've been screaming about Cro this whole time, and it's finally playing out. And I said, "Hey, look, this thing's gonna melt faces. It's underappreciated right now, but when it goes, it's gonna melt faces." And maybe I'll bring up this graph right here real quick, just to show you. That straight line up to the sky. I think that's the start of melting faces. So, not to say I'm going to be right on everything I see, but when I'm talking about crypto.com, I'm pretty confident with what I'm saying. It's I think their token is going to continue to appreciate, continue to do well, and I think everything associated with them is going to do well. So the NFTs that they just dropped, I mean, if you don't know about these things, look up CryptoPunks. That's what started this whole thing. I mean, and I don't use Twitter, or really, I kind of had to download one to do their media campaign. So I kind of look a little stupid fumbling around on it. I'm not a Twitter person. But if you are, well, hey, there you go. You got some bragging rights. You got a PFP for your Twitter. So I think it's pretty cool. Anyways, that's the video, guys. Have a good, happy Thanksgiving. Probably might not be making a video over the break, but unless something crazy happens, maybe if I get a Genesis Lion, I'll make a video to brag. All right, totals.